I asked, actually, Ginny, if I could come and not only say hello to all of you, but to deliver what I think is an important message for you to hear. But first off, before I do that, I want to say I was real proud of Pennsylvania when it came time for us to cast our ballot. Senator Casey did it with grace and dignity, and we were short. And we had our young delegates cast the vote for all of us, and it was a terrific performance. It's always hard. I know you were a little frustrated as you sat through the roll call to hear state after state go through this tourism promotion. And it reminds me back in 1996, I was the mayor of Philadelphia. Tom Murphy was the mayor of Pittsburgh, and we only had one statewide elected official, Catherine Rendell, and Catherine was our chairman by virtue of being the only statewide elected official. And we started the same roll call late at night, and after a few states giving their sort of travel promotion, and the other delegates were almost booing and they were restless, I go up to Catherine and I said, Catherine, just say Pennsylvania, which will do its talking on election day, casts 181 votes for William Jefferson Clinton. And she said, that's good, but Albert's written a speech for me. So I looked at the speech, and it started off, from Allentown to Aliquippa. Throwing a bone to Bill George. From Erie to Easton. From Bethel to Bedford. I said, Catherine, if you read that, you won't get to Erie. So Albert was in her ear saying, Mother, you worked on this. I was in her ear saying, take the short version, people will love it. Well, blood is thicker than water. Catherine gave the long version, and right about when she said Erie to Easton, Coke with ice came hurtling down from above. But the thing is, it didn't get Catherine, it got me. So Bob is to be commended, and all of you, our delegation's done a great job during this time period. And I was on a Charlie Rose show beginning of June, and even though I work for NBC, my contract allows me to go on other networks to promote my book, and I was promoting my book. And Charlie Rose asked me a question. He said, can you guarantee Pennsylvania is going to go for President Obama? And I said, no, absolutely not. It's too soon, still relatively close. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. Well, I got a call from the Obama phone saying, what are you doing to us? You know, what are you doing? I said, guys, the last thing that we need to do is to say that this baby's over.
That's right.
And recently, you've been hearing and reading and hearing on TV and radio and reading in the newspapers that the Republicans have written off Pennsylvania because they haven't spent any money here yet. Well, don't be fooled. I believe that they're laying a little bit of a trap for us. They have so much money between the super PACs and the Romney campaign. They have such a lead on us in the potential to dominate the airwaves that if they decide to come in and blitz the last 6 or 7 weeks, they can do it if they want. And we're going to be outspent on TV. And all of a sudden, that 9-point lead becomes a 6-point lead, becomes a 3-point lead, and all of a sudden it's within the margin of error. And if we've been resting on our laurels, or some of the folks going over to Ohio to help out, no. We've got our work cut out for us here. Now, our great state chairman, Kevin Washoe, is doing a good job trying to come up with dollars to have a great voter ID program where we find the voters who need proper identification, tell them what the ID is, and actually van them to the PennDOT offices so they can get their IDs. And it's going to be an expensive plan. It's going to take nearly $500,000, and I'm trying to help Kevin raise that money, and we're off to a good start. And there are other advocacy groups that are doing the same thing. But I still think the potential is out there unless the courts do the right thing. Unless the courts do the right thing, and I still think there's a chance the Supreme Court will, we could lose almost 100,000 votes on election.
That's right.
Almost 100,000 votes. And you take 100,000 votes away from the total, and this gets closer to the margin of error. And all of a sudden, we're all going to be pretty embarrassed on election day. So I want you to do one favor for me, not just for me, one favor for yourselves, your families, your kids, your grandkids. I want you to act in the next 8 weeks as if we're behind by 2 months. We're behind by 2 months. We can make it up. We've got to turn out more voters than them. We've got to bring our voters to the polls. We've got to do everything we can. We've got to persuade the unpersuadables. Listen to what Bill Clinton said last night. Take notes. So when you go out on the stump, you can say, well, Governor Romney said that Barack Obama's raised taxes on small businesses. No, Barack Obama's cut taxes on small businesses 18 times in 3.5 years. Well, didn't Governor Romney say he raised taxes on the middle class? No, the average working family in America has seen their annual tax, federal tax bill cut by $3,600 since Barack Obama took over. The stimulus tax cut, the payroll deduction tax cut, and the increase in the college credit. It's important we know these facts. And the welfare to work, Bill Clinton, the author of Welfare to Work, spelled it out last night. Not only did Barack Obama not eliminate the work requirement, the waivers he gave insist that those states increase work participation by 20%. So the only thing Barack Obama did was ensure that more people on welfare have to go to work. Those are the facts. Medicare, that $718 billion that they've been scaring us about, Barack Obama took it from insurance companies and hospital reimbursements. And by taking it, by lowering the cost, he made the Medicare Trust Fund solvent for an additional 8 years. So he protected Medicare. Why is this all important? Because those two ads the Republicans are running, welfare and Medicare, have made a difference. 2 months ago, on the question of who's more likely to protect Medicare, Barack Obama had a 20-point lead. After the Republican convention, it was dead even, 42 to 42. Because people were starting, look, if you tell a lie often enough, people start to believe it, there's no question. And they've told out 2 lies so often that people are starting to believe it. So you've got to go door to door, you've got to talk to your neighborhood meetings, you've got to tell people what the truth is. And the truth is Barack Obama has done nothing to eliminate the requirement of work and make it stronger. The truth is Barack Obama has given us a reduction in taxes. The truth is that Barack Obama has made Medicare stronger. The truth is that Barack Obama has the best investment plan. He gave us the jobs bill in October. He laid it out in detail. And you remember when he said every component of this bill Republicans have voted for in the past, and it's true they did. Infrastructure, tax credits for small businesses and great jobs. Every component of that, Republicans are supporting. And now they won't support it. And they won't support it for one reason. And it's the same reason that Bill Clinton told us all about, reminded us all about last year, is that Mitch McConnell said our #1 priority is to make Barack Obama a one-term president. No, Senator, your #1 priority is to do the business of the American people, particularly at a time so, roll up your sleeves. Pretend we're 2 points behind. Because if we all work the next 8 weeks like we think we're 2 points behind, we will win by 9 points. We will win. And well, I also want Bob Casey to be reelected by as wide a margin.
Yes.
You know that Bob Casey has proven all throughout his career he's an incredible vote getter. And the more he does, the better he does, the more elections he wins by a wider margin. That one election that he lost, they're going to say that other guy must have been pretty spectacular. Well, it's nice to be back. It's nice to see all of you. I have to leave because I have to do 3 MSNBC shots. I did CBS this morning because I talked about the book for just an instant. And it's a wonderful job because I'm now getting paid some significant money for doing what I used to give away for free. Have a great day, everyone.